So it's this professor, right? And he like this girl. The professor's the male lead, and his student is the female lead. And it's kind of like an age gap, right? And the lesson that he is teaching today is about it's pretty much about morals, right? And it got me to thinking about our past and like before you got it, when we were broke, you know what I'm talking about? Like when we was broke, and how we grew up, we always grew up like in survival mode, right? So the scene in this book had put me in the mindset of like when we was coming up, and I'm gonna explain to you why, because like it got me to thinking. He was like, let's talk about morals. He said, what's low but sure? Is it absolute or does it bend? Professor Sullivan stepped behind the podium, resting one palm on the edge and gaze sweeping the room without landing anywhere too long. Is right always right, he asked, or does it depend on who's watching, right? And then he said, then it goes on to say, a few students shifted in their seats. Some looked confused while others were thoroughly intrigued. Think about it, he continued. If someone steals food to feed their starving child, are they a criminal or a parent doing what's necessary? They're both. That a voice from the left said, offered. It's wrong, but it's understandable, right? You with me? Professor Sullivan half nodded. Morality is often based on consequences. You with me? Not action. Society likes to play judge depending on who's standing in front of the jury. Then his gaze moved, landed on her, the girl that his main interest, right? Miss Sinclair, and her response was like fucking golden. Okay, he said, Miss Sullivan. He said, slow, like he already knew what she'd say. What's your take? This is her reply, baby. She said, the air shift, but Nori didn't blink. She straightened in her chair, meeting his gaze without flinching. I think morality is internal, a compass, not a crowd decision. Professor Sullivan didn't look away. So you believe people always know the difference between right and wrong? I believe we know when we're betraying ourselves. She said, tone smooth, but waited. Even if no one's around to witness it. The tension was soft, but thick, layered with something that had an underlying meaning. Professor Sullivan circled the front of the room slowly, like a lion that wasn't hurt or hungry, but liked to see who flinched first. So what about when wrong is necessary? He asked. When it's protecting something or someone you love. Then you're still choosing, Nori replied, chin lifted. And choices have cost. Choices have cost. Doing the wrong thing for the right reason doesn't make it right. It just makes it yours. And then let me go on, because his reply, he said the class was silent, because I want you to hear his reply. He said the class was silent now and no one dared interrupt because this wasn't a debate anymore. Because they really talking about their relationship. But it got me to think, even though they talking about their relationship and it's a secret, and supposedly it go against the morals of the school, you know, because he's a professor and she's a student, and it's kind of an age gap, right? But it put me in a different mindset, because I was thinking about the struggle. And hold on, let me give you his reply. He said the class went silent now. No one dared interrupt because this wasn't a debate anymore. This was a conversation between two people who felt more than they said, who were saying other things under the weight of big words and clean decisions. Professor Sullivan paused by her desk. He didn't speak for a moment. Just watch her, not in I don't even know their word, inappropriately. Yeah, okay, Shay, you scared. Not obviously. It was in a way that said, I see you. Strong answer, he finally said. But this is his reply. He said, but remember this. Sometimes survival forces people into spaces where morality is a luxury. Not everybody can afford it. That's facts. And it got me to thinking. It got me to thinking, because me and you talked about this. It is some secrets that we will never, it is some things that we have done, that I have done, that you have done, because we talked about this, right? That we have both done that no one knows about. We have never, ever said anything to anyone. Because your back was your back was against the wall and you were in survival mode. And it got me to thinking, because she said pretty much the battle is internal, the battle is yours. to this day, if I had another choice, I wouldn't have done it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But I ain't have no choice. It bothers me. You get what I'm saying? So, like, she was pretty much saying, whether you do it out of survival or not, even if nobody know it, it is going to be a battle regardless.
Yeah.
Like, right to this day, it is stuff that you fight. It is a battle that you have from within, that you fight against the thought of what you had done. No one knows about it. You're not on jury, but you yourself, because you wish you hadn't done it, but you had to done it. It was either you or them, or somebody was gonna starve, or you was gonna get put out. Whatever you did to because your back was against the wall, you still think about it. I just thought that was really deep. I thought that was, even though they were talking about their relationship, it just got me to thinking about my past decisions and how I wish I could go back and I could change. You know how people say, oh, if you could go back and change it, I wouldn't, because no, that's a lie. All the shit that has happened to me, if I could go back and change it, I would change those things. And people like, well, you wouldn't be. How you know, friend? No, I still be where I need to be.
You're always gonna be me.
Yeah, I'm always gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna be me. Like, because to me, yes, sometimes traumatic events change you, but you are you regardless. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of people get changed, but when they do the work to fix themselves, they go back to who they truly are. That's just me. That's just how I look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once you get past your drama, don't get me wrong. People like, you okay? Yeah, I'm past it. I never get over it. You know, because it is just something you'll never get over your trauma. You know, you can get past it, move on, and live your life. You get what I'm saying?
It ain't even about getting over it. You're going to carry it with you.
Forever.
It happened.
Yeah, because it happened.
Yeah.
It happened.
It
That don't necessarily say if that didn't happen to you, you wouldn't have your like, if the trauma that happened to me didn't happen to me, that don't mean I wouldn't have been with you. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I changed that shit in a heartbeat. But I don't know why that book scene was like for me. What you think?
Yeah, I like it.
You like it? Yeah.
And just going back to what you were saying, as far as like, everybody has choices. It's just choices comes with actions.
Consequences too.
Yeah, actions or consequences, whether it be positive or negative. And some you just don't want to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you could make another choice.
Yeah.
But shit. But then you think about, well, what's gonna happen if I don't do this shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The lesser of two
So it's
evils.
like, yeah, it's lesser two evils. It's like, man, damn if I do, damn if I don't.
Right.
But hell, if I do this, I'll be a little bit better.
Yeah,
Or I can eat, or I can, you know.
I won't be outside.
Yeah.
That was a cool ass.
It's always a choice. It's just some choices are life and death, and nobody wants to make that death choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some are willing to, most ain't.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah, this is a book by Aja Cornish. She had just dropped it today, yet I would have bought it.
She dropped another one.
Yeah.
Another one. She like the DJ Khaled book.
I'm stupid. All right.
Another one.
All right, friends. Asia, you always be having me, giving me some think pieces, friend. All right, honey. Book is good. I ain't finished. That was like, I'm only on 19%, y'all. 19%. But this was a good read. This book is a good read, and yeah. All right, you guys, be blessed, happy reading, and let me finish this book.